there is one mistake that stops most print-on-demand sellers from ever getting free traffic from Pinterest. And it's not your designs, it's not your niche, it's something much simpler that you're probably doing wrong right now without even realizing it. So in this video, I'll show you exactly how to fix it, and I'll walk you through my whole Pinterest strategy for print-on-demand sellers, step by step. But first, let's clear up something important. A lot of sellers treat Pinterest like Instagram or TikTok. They post a pretty product photo, they hope for the likes, and then move on. But Pinterest doesn't work like that. It's a visual search engine. It's closer to Google than to any social media app. People go there already planning something. Maybe it's a gift, a home refresh, an outfit for an event. They're not just scrolling to be entertained. They're searching to buy something. That's exactly why print-on-demand products do so well on Pinterest. You just need to show up with the right pin at the right time in the right search results. So, step 1. If you haven't already, create a Pinterest business account for your store. It's free and it only takes a few minutes. Use your store name as your profile name and try to get your brand name as your username on Pinterest too. But if it's taken, just add a word or a number, don't overthink it. Next, and this part a lot of sellers skip, claim and verify your website domain. That, of course, assuming that you have a website for your store, but if you only have, say, an Etsy store, then you can skip verification step because Pinterest doesn't have Etsy store verification. But if you own a website domain, you will find the option to claim your domain under settings. Once it's verified, every pin that you created from your site, even the pins that actually other people saved on Pinterest that are linked to your website, and not just the pins that you created from your own profile, basically every pin links to your site gets counted in your Pinterest account analytics. By the way, if your store is on Shopify, verification will be even easier because the two platforms co-created a Shopify app that you can install and it will verify your store for you. And if you want to go one step further, you can even apply for verified merchant status. That's the blue check next to your name on Pinterest. It builds some extra trust with buyers, and it can get your products shown directly in Pinterest shopping services to people who are actively looking to buy. But I have to mention that they have pretty strict requirements for verified merchants. So if you don't qualify for this, don't worry. Your account on Pinterest and your pins are still very valuable and can still drive traffic to your store. Now, here's the part that made the biggest difference for me, and it's the part that I get asked about the most. It's not about the design of your pins, it's about how to schedule them. So the most common mistake that I see sellers make on Pinterest is creating lots of pins with different product images and then linking them all simply to their store's homepage. That's a recipe for disaster. First, the algorithm will notice pretty soon that the URL on your pins is the same exact page URL, and it will stop giving distribution to your pins, counting them as spammy and repetitive. But even the sellers who link to different product pages, their pins, they still make another big mistake. You see, you never want to post multiple pins for the same product back to back. That's the fastest way to look spammy on Pinterest. And it can actually hurt how far your pins get shown on Pinterest. So the rule that I follow is simple. Leave at least 7 days between pins that link to the same product. So here is how I schedule it. For every product, I create 3 different pin variations. A different photo, a different angle, sometimes a different mock-up style. And then I spread those 3 pins 1 week apart. Week 1, variation 1 goes out. Week 2, variation 2. Week 3, variation 3. That's a 3-week cycle for a single product. And if you do this for, say, 7 products at once, you will have pins going out every day of the week, and none of them will repeat the same product 2 days in a row. Your Pinterest profile will look more natural and it keeps your account active. Plus, Pinterest rewards that consistency without ever flagging you as spammy. Now, once your scheduling system is in place, you need actual products to pin, right? And if you are new to print on demand, you can totally start on Etsy first. It's the fastest way to get in front of buyers without spending a cent on ads. But to create and connect your products, you will need a print-on-demand platform. And the one that I use and I recommend is called Printify. It's free to sign up, and my partner link is in the description below, by the way. So when you open Printify, the first thing that you will see is their product catalog. They have hundreds of options, from t-shirts and hoodies to mugs, tote bags, phone cases, home decor, and a lot more. There is also a bestsellers tab, so you can see right away what's actually selling well instead of just guessing. And once you pick a specific product, you will notice an option called Printify Choice. This means that Printify automatically picks the best supplier for you based on location, price, and shipping speed. So you're not stuck comparing suppliers yourself. And connecting your store here is simple. Printify links up with Etsy, Shopify, WooCommerce, Wix, and a handful of other platforms in just a few clicks. They have a forever free plan too, so start your free Printify account using my partner link in the description below. Okay, back to our pins. Once your products are ready, you need to know what words to actually put on them. And this is where a lot of sellers guess, and guessing wastes a lot of good pins. What you can do here is start with the Pinterest search bar. Type in a word related to your product and look at what Pinterest suggests underneath. Those suggestions are real searches happening on the platform right now, so that alone gives you a solid starting point. And if you want to go deeper, Pinterest also has a built-in tool called Pinterest Trends. You will find a search icon there where you can type in your keyword, and you will see how interest in this keyword moves across the year. So some products will spike months before the actual season. So this can tell you exactly when to start pinning something before everyone else catches on. For print on demand specifically, I would suggest that you look for words that show buying intent. Things like custom or personalized or unique, handmade, the word gift. These tend to convert better than some broad generic terms, because the person who is typing them is already close to making a decision. By the way, if you want a full walkthrough of how I do keyword research on Pinterest and how I schedule my pins from start to finish, I have a free Pinterest masterclass. It's linked in the description below. It's a longer workshop, not just a quick overview. Now let's talk about actually making the pins that convert. The good news for print-on-demand sellers is that you already have mock-up photos sitting in your store, so you're not starting from zero. So what you can do is take those images, add your keywords in the pin title, in the description, add some tags relevant to your pin, and link straight to the product page. Again, don't link them to your general shop page, because if someone has to search through your whole store to find what brought them there, most of them just will not bother. And if you don't have enough mock-up variety yet, then you can also generate new ones with AI tools. For example, something like Nana Banana works well for creating realistic product photos in Pinterest's vertical size. And for a more advanced pin style, you can build collage pins in Canva. A few product images together, background removed, a short text overlay on top, and these work really well when you link them to a collection or a category page instead of one single product on your store. They also work great because they cover more products at once. Now, here's a tip that not many sellers know about, and I think it makes a real difference. Instead of linking to your product page, you can actually, if you're on Shopify, link directly to a Shopify checkout page for that exact product. Shopify actually has a built-in feature for this. It's called a checkout link or a cart permalink, and you create it right from the product's More Actions menu. There is also a manual way to create these links, and I will not go into all the steps, but I'll just link for you in the description the Shopify's own instructions, and you will see how easy it is. So if you set this up, once someone clicks on your pin, they land straight on the checkout page, not browsing, no extra clicks, nothing standing between them and buying your product. And if you're selling on Etsy, then you will not have this exact option, but linking directly to the individual listing has a similar effect, because you should always avoid sending people to your general store page. Next, let's talk about Pinterest boards, because this is another place where sellers often get stuck. Your board titles are something like your topic signals. They tell Pinterest what your account is about and who should be seeing your pins. So don't name your boards after your store or your product lines. Name them after what customers are actually searching for on Pinterest. So for example, if you are in home decor niche, think of keywords like cozy living room ideas, instead of something like your store brand name and products, right? A strategy that works especially well on Pinterest is building boards around gifting, things like gifts for dog moms or thoughtful gifts under 13. People searching those terms are already in a buying mindset, and they just need the right idea in front of them. And don't forget about timing on Pinterest, because on this platform, users plan months ahead. So if you wait until the season actually arrives, you're already behind. You should start pinning holiday products, for example, in early fall, and Valentine's items as early as December. Seasonal boards and seasonal versions of your existing pins can extend the life of a single design for longer than you would expect. So if you want to take this even further, with a full strategy built around your specific store, that's what is inside my paid Pinterest program. I actually have there a one-on-one account audit as an additional option. I'll leave the link below if you want to check it out. All right, here's what you're going to do. Set up and verify your Pinterest business account, then build your 3-variation 7-day scheduling system for each product. And if you forgot what I'm talking about, go back to that part of the video. I'll leave it in the timestamps in the description of this video. Next, research your keywords using the search bar on Pinterest and also Pinterest Trends tool. Then create pins that link directly to your product or even sometimes to your checkout pages, not just to your home page, please. Then also remember, when you're building your boards, you should do it around what customers are searching for on Pinterest, popular keywords, and not just your brand name. And remember, Pinterest is not a platform that gives you results in, say, a week or two. But if you stay consistent with the system, then the traffic keeps compounding for months and sometimes years without you paying for a single ad. Give it time, and I promise it's worth it. Now, if you want to learn how to use AI tools for print on demand, I'll link for you the video up there, and I'll see you in that next one.